She was the one who heard the 2 gunshots, right? Ooh, holy shit, he has a deep voice. Alright then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. So we're going to be getting right back into it, and we're going to be checking out the trial of Miles Edgeworth, the world's greatest prosecutor. Karma? That's right, Manfred von Karma. He's the best prosecutor there is. He hasn't lost a case in his 40-year career. He is a god of prosecution, right? A god. Not a single case. He'll do anything to get a guilty verdict. Anything. Sounds like someone else I know, Edgeworth. Ugh. You don't understand. I mean, he'll really do anything. Manfred von Karma is a man to be feared. That's quite a claim coming from someone who forges evidence. He taught me what it really means to prosecute. What? Just picture a prosecutor as vicious as me, multiplied by a factor of 10. So this Karma guy is your mentor? I honestly want to see what the mentor for Earl Palagy Boy looks like. So he was your teacher then, Mr. Edgeworth? Something like that. And I was trying to get you found guilty? What a creep. Oh wait. Maybe he's planning on losing on purpose to help you out. Not a chance. He hasn't lost once in 40 years. 40 years. He's as ruthless as me times 20. That's a pretty ruthless. Like I said, he's a god among prosecutors. I guess that's something that, like Mia was to me. Speaking of Mia. Maya? Uh-huh. We could really be using Mia's help right now, don't you think? Oh. I can't. Sorry. I tried. I really tried, but I couldn't reach. You couldn't reach? I think it's because I haven't been training. My powers are weak again. Oh man, what bad timing. I'm really sorry. I'll try my best. Although, we do have 2 pretty solid lawyers on our team. So I think we'll be fine without her. I hope so. What are you whispering about? Oh, it's nothing. Well, it's time. Let's head in. Alright, let's see how this goes. December 26th, 10 o'clock a.m. District Court Courtroom number 3. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Miles Edgeworth. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Yeah, that's about what I expected him to look like. Mr. von Karma, is the prosecution ready? Fool. You seriously think that I would stand here were I not completely prepared? Right, my apologies. He's even got the judge scared. Very well. Your opening statement, please. Decisive evidence. A decisive witness. What else could possibly be required? Nothing, of course. That should be fine. The prosecution may call its first witness. What's with this guy? Is he royalty or something? Apparently, yes. How am I supposed to fight against this? I call the detective in charge of this case, Detective Dick Gumshoe. Okay, Gumshoe's first. Let's see how this goes. Describe the incident, now. Yes, sir. Detective Gumshoe looks nervous. Please take a look at the map. The murder happened late Christmas Eve around midnight. There was one boat in the very middle of the lake. There were 2 men on the boat. Now, there happened to be a woman camping on the edge of the lake. At 12:10, she heard 2 pistol shots. Then the boat started to move. It went towards the boat rental shop. Overhead map added to court record. Testified to the court about the arrest. Now. But wait, Mr. von Karma. Yes? Actually, I'm the one that's supposed to be handling these proceedings. Wrong. There is only one thing you need to do here. You will slam down your gavel and say the word guilty. That is your role. Yes, of course. You're quite right. No, he's not. Okay. A man called into the station around 30 minutes after midnight. We headed to the scene of the crime as fast as we could. That's when we found Mr. Edgeworth. Now, I didn't suspect him or anything at all, but the next morning, a body was found in the lake. So we had to arrest Mr. Edgeworth. I see. Very well. Begin your cross-examination, attorney, now. I don't like this guy. He's a pompous ass. Can you describe the man, please? You received a call from a man? Yep. But you said there was a woman camping there. She was the one who heard the 2 gunshots, right? Ooh, holy shit, he has a deep voice. That woman and the man who called in the report are 2 different people, obviously. Different people? There were 2 witnesses. Their testimonies were quite similar, however. Today I've summoned the woman who was camping. The woman who was camping. Lot of heart. What happened next, detective? We had to see the crime as fast as we could. How long was it between receiving the report and your arrival at the lake? Or, well, I'd say it was about 3 minutes. That's pretty fast. Our motto for the month is get there quick. Detective, you will refrain from casually revealing department secrets. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. I look forward to your next year's salary review. So much to look forward to these days. This is no time for detective daydreaming. Continue. Yes, sir. That's where we found Mr. Edgeworth. What was Mr. Edgeworth like when you saw him then? Well, from what I saw, he looked pretty relaxed. Not like a murderer at all, really. Detective, the court requires the facts, not your opinion. How many years have you been on the force? Facts only, detective. Hard, cold, objective facts. Yes, sir. Man, he's got a share of objections. Yeah, he's putting our old pal Phoenix to shame, really. I mean, he's just like, objection, 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 objection. Why didn't you think he was suspicious? You should know. We have a deep, trusting relationship with the prosecutors. Detective, the court isn't interested in your musings. Deep, trusting, poppycock. I've never heard so many flippant comments from an active detective on the force. Ugh. Detective Gumshoe doesn't look so good. Continue, now. But the next morning, a body was found in the lake. Did you find any clues on the body? A single bullet was recovered from the body. He was shot through the heart, fatally. Judge, here's the bullet. It didn't strike bone, so its shape is well preserved. Very well. The court accepts this bullet into evidence. But why is that? Well, we found the murder weapon in the boat. The murder weapon? A pistol. Detective Gumshoe. That is a vital piece of information. Please revise your testimony. Right. Sorry, Your Honor. The murder weapon we found in the boat was the decisive evidence. I really don't know. What was the pistol again? What was it about decisive evidence? Just. He has the same evil eye as Edgeworth. There was fingerprints on the pistol found in the boat. They were clear prints from Mr. Edgeworth's right hand. What? Okay. Order. So Mr. Edgeworth's fingerprints were found on the murder weapon. Yes, Your Honor. Judge, this is the weapon in question. Accept it as evidence. Members of the court, we now have the pistol used in the murder and the bullet found on the body. Detective? Yes, sir. Was the bullet found in the body fired from this pistol? Yes. The ballistic markings on the bullet match the pistol. Hey, Nick. What does he mean, ballistic markings? Shocking. To imagine someone here does not know something as basic as ballistic markings. I don't even know what that means. Excuse you, sir. Excuse you, sir. Nick? He's glaring at me. Fisk. Very well, I'll explain. Actually, Judge, you do it. But me? Ahem. Ballistic markings are like the fingerprints of a gun. The barrel leaves distinctive marks on each bullet it fires. You can examine these ballistic fingerprints to see which gun fired the shot. It's quite accurate. Indeed. This leads to one inevitable conclusion. The bullet found in the victim's heart was, without a doubt, fired from this pistol. The pistol which, as you may recall, was covered with the defendant's own fingerprints. This is not going well at all. Order, order. This is bad. This makes it look like Edgeworth did it. Well, Judge, I'd say it's almost decisive, yes. Honestly, I could declare a verdict at this point. However, you wish to hear the witness speak, no doubt. Very well. I am somewhat fatigued, and so I will take a brief break. I will call my witness after recess, which will last 10 minutes. Judge? Yes? What are you doing? A 10-minute recess. Now. But wait, Just bang your flimsy gavel and get on with it. Ahem. This court will take a 10-minute recess. Who's running this court, anyway? Apparently Karma. Defendant lobby number 2. Okay. Alright, Edgeworth, what's going on here? Your fingerprints were on the murder weapon. And that foggy photo makes one thing clear. The only one who could have shot that man was the person in the photo. True. Was that you in the boat? Yes, it was me. What? But you must believe me. I didn't shoot him. But then who did? I don't know. You don't know? Weren't you right there? I heard a gunshot from very close by. Then the other man fell from the boat. I can't say why, but I thought at the time that he had shot himself. You mean it was a suicide? That's the only explanation I can come up with. Huh. How am I going to convince anyone of that? Say, Maya. Huh? What? Any progress with Mia? Oh. Sorry. It's no good. I know. I'm not good for anything, am I, Nick? If I can't call my sister, I might as well not be here, right? No. I need you here. Yeah, you're useless. No. That's mean. That's very mean. No, of course not. I need you here. I can see you're always trying to help out. Even if you don't actually help, it's the thought that counts, right? It's okay, Nick. You don't have to make me feel better. I don't know anything about trials or defense. What's more, I'm a spirit medium who can't even contact spirits. Everyone has their off days. I mean, I've just been getting lucky lately. But you never know when my luck is going to run out. Really? Whoa. Right. Don't jinx this case any more than it already is. It's bad for my heart. Oh? Oh, sorry. Whoops. And my camera just paused itself. My camera paused itself. Why did my camera pause itself? Controlled AR has been... What the hell? What the hell? Okay, I fixed it. I don't know what happened. It just turned off on its own. Mr. Von Karma, you call your witness. Yes. Will Miss Lotta Hart take the stand? Lotta Hart, you are a research student at the university? That I am. Good. Begin by telling what you saw the night of the incident. And don't add anything trivial or subjective. Understand? Y'all need to learn some manners. Understand. Yeah, I understand. Very well. Your testimony, please. Alright, let's see what happens. It was Christmas Eve just after midnight, I reckon. I was in my car. I heard this bang come up from the lake. When I looked out the window, I saw two gents in a boat. Then there was another. Bang. There was an area thing on the lake, but that boat. Enough. Huh? Judge. She happened to take a photo of the incident. This is that photo. Accepted as evidence. Well, this is a surprise. This looks like the very moment of the murder. We're screwed. We're so screwed. Order. I will remove people from this courtroom if I do not have order immediately. As the witness testified, she looked at the lake when she heard the shot. There was no other boats on that lake. So, the man in the boat with the victim must have been the one who shot him. Yes, it was the defendant, Miles Edgeworth. Order, order, order. I will have order. Well, Judge, the evidence is decisive. I have very little doubt about this case. Very well, this court finds the defendant. Wait, Your Honor! I haven't cross-examined the witness yet. A cross-examination? We have photographic proof. What question can there possibly be? This photo is worth 1,000 words, and they all read guilty. You lose. Or, do you claim to have found a contradiction in her testimony? Very well. If you have to, you may cross-examine the witness. You will only flounder and ask meaningless questions. You will fail to find anything. And then I will have you held in contempt of court. Nick, contempt? Contempt of court, you know. I guess I understand. Well, what are you gonna do? Do you really think there was a contradiction with the facts in her testimony? I think there was. I think I noticed one little thing. Wow, I'm impressed, Nick. I didn't notice anything. I definitely noticed something. Yeah. I got a bad feeling about this. I understand. I will cross-examine the witness. Very well. I pray for your sake that this isn't a waste of time. It was Christmas Eve, just after midnight, I reckon. So you weren't looking at the lake at the time? Nope. I looked after I heard that noise. She said that already. I asked you to find contradictions, not leisurely chat with the witness. Look. You saw two junks? Could you clearly see the two men? Just look at the picture. Clear enough for you? Uh-oh. Press further. Wait a second. I wasn't asking you about the photo. I was asking if you saw the two men. Yeah, well, of course. The witness has testified that she saw them. There's also a photo. You best look elsewhere for your precious contradictions. He jumped in quick. He's hiding something. Were you watching the very moment the shot rang out? Well, yeah, sure. You're asking meaningless questions. Meaningless. Contradictions, Mr. Wright, not meaningless babble. Von Karma, I think I hate you. He's trying to keep me from talking to the witness. To what end? I think he did it. Yeah. This evidence clearly reveals the contradiction. Nope, I screwed up. I need to cross-examine everything. You were in your car. Why were you camping there anyway? I'm a research student at my university. I was taking pictures to use in my research. What research? This all sounds suspicious. Press further. Miss Hart, could you be more specific about your research? What does the witness's motive in camping by the lake have to do with this case? The answer is nothing. I object to this line of questioning. Objection sustained. Wait now, I'm the one who says that. Well, then say it already. Objection sustained. Thanks for nothing, Your Honor. Just after midnight, you say? In other words, it was no longer Christmas Eve, but Christmas Day. Huh? Yeah, well, yes. I know you want to find contradictions, but really. Ugh. I hope your next contradiction is a little more relevant to the trial. We'll just continue your testimony. Were you watching the very moment the shot rang out? Well, yeah, sure. You're asking meaningless questions. Meaningless. Contradictions, Mr. Wright. Ah, okay. I'm scared. Are you sure about that? Yeah, sure as the country girl can be. That sounds pretty sure. Press further. How come you're so sure? Well, heck, I scanned the whole lake. Scanned the whole lake? It almost sounds like she was more interested in the lake than the boat. Miss Hart, you... Mr. Wright, the witness has answered the question in full. Ugh. No need for further questions. Object sustained. That's what I'm... Sustained! Yes, of course. Oh, great. Enough. I think we've heard all that we need to hear, Mr. Wright. It seems you are unable to find a contradiction in the testimony worth noting. But, Your Honor, you keep your promise. Mr. Wright, I am afraid that I will have to penalize any further outbursts by holding you in contempt of court. And if that happens, you'll have to leave the courtroom immediately. Understood? Nick, a lot of testimony is fishy, Nick. Real fishy. I know what you mean. But if I can't say anything, what can I do? I believe we've covered the evidence sufficiently to make a decision. Then pass your judgment. Very well. Mr. Miles Edward, please take the stand. Hold it. What? Who was that? It was me. Maya, is something wrong? Do you need to use the facilities? No, I do not. Lot of heart. Your testimony stinks. It's unclear whether you were actually looking at the lake. It's highly doubtful that you actually saw Mr. Edgeworth. Tell us the truth. This is a matter of life or death. Lotta, did you really clearly see Mr. Edgeworth that night? Did you see him fire that pistol? You will stand down. The court does not acknowledge the defense's outburst. Answer me, Lotta. What's the big idea, treating me like some kind of criminal? I saw him, I swear it. I saw Edgeworth. Enough. Judge, declare the defense in contempt of court. Yes, of course. I'm sorry, but you were warned. Guard, escort Mr. Wright out of the courtroom. He is in contempt of court and must leave. No. Wait. I was the one who made the outburst, Your Honor. Nick is innocent. Ha. What's the difference? All that remains is for the guilty verdict to be declared. Isn't that right, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Wrong. What? Did you hear what Miss Hart just said? She said she clearly saw Mr. Edgeworth. That was not in the testimony. That changes her testimony, and I have a right to cross-examine her again. Order. You're in contempt of court. It's too late for wild claims. Judge, sustain my objection. No, he's putting his foot down. He's pissed. I'm sorry, Mr. Von Karma, but I cannot. What? Miss Lotta Hart has made a new testimony. The defense does have a right to cross-examine her again. But he's in contempt of court. No, I am. If you're going to arrest someone, arrest me. Very well. Maya Fey, you will leave the courtroom immediately. Nick, I did what I could. You have to do the rest. Good luck. Maya. Alright, well. Peh. I care not for this melodrama. Listen well, Mr. Wright. I do not tolerate badgering of my witness. I'm running out of time. I'd better find a contradiction in here or else. Mr. Wright, begin your cross-examination. I saw it clear as day. The man on the boat was Mr. Edgeworth. That's it? Uh-oh. I don't know if I can find anything in that. But I can't squander Myers' efforts either. Well, what about the other man? You can't expect to be allowed to blithely ignore your promise, Mr. Wright. I believe you were claiming that there was a contradiction in the witness testimony. Well, find it, if you can. Mr. Wright, I have to assign you a penalty. Damn. That's it? Uh-oh. I don't know if I can find anything in that. But I can't squander my efforts either. You can't tell. Got it! Got you. Got you, Miss Hart. Finally. What? You got what? Look at this photograph. The photo I took. The very same. There's something I want you to see in this photo. It's quite clearly visible. The fog, Miss Hart. So? This picture was taken with professional, high-quality film, correct? Yet it could not even capture the faces of the men on the boat. Yet you claim you saw Mr. Edgeworth. How? What? What? Karma's... Okay, now we win. Mr. Wright has a point. That's why I told her not to say that in her testimony. Please. Yet, now she has said it, Mr. Von Karma. How could you possibly see Mr. Edgeworth? Explain yourself. Miss Hart? What? Could you see the defendant that night? Of course. I could, and I meant I could. Then please testify as to the circumstances of your sightings. I did it. I finally found a hole in the Von Karma's carefully vague testimony. How Edgeworth was seen. You're right. It was cold. It was a cold night and the fog was thick as grits. So, once I finished setting up my camera, I got back in the car. Still, I brought my binoculars with me. When I heard that noise out in the lake, I looked with my binoculars. See, no problem. You used binoculars. Very well. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. This one better be good. Okay. So, how could you see Edgeworth? Now, just hold your horses for a second. You hasty Yankee types never find a gal where I'm from. Defense attorneys have trouble with that as it is. Nobody loves me. So once I was finished setting up my camera, I got back in the car. Your camera? Yeah, it's got an automatic. The issue we are concerned with is with your Miss Hart seeing Mr. Edgeworth. The camera has nothing to do with this at all. Objection sustained. He's not letting her answer any of my questions. Still, I brought my binoculars with me. Binoculars? My camera just shut off on its own! What is going on? So there's something wrong with this with this SD card. There's something wrong with this SD card, there isn't there? Okay. Okay, well, there we go. 3, 2, 1. There. Okay. It's synced up. Alright. Yeah, binoculars. Yesterday you mentioned that you were out looking for shooting stars, correct? Well, yeah. Wouldn't you need a telescope, not binoculars for that? Ugh. I've got doubts on your camera, too. Was it that really to take pictures of meteor showers? The camera is irrelevant to this case. You can't say that for certain. Mr. Wright, is the camera really relevant to this case? If you believe it is, you may continue with this line of questioning. But know this. If you find nothing with this, there will be consequences. Well, Mr. Wright, do you wish to press the camera further on the camera issue? Yeah. It wasn't even aimed at this. This is a make it or break it time. The camera is of utmost importance, Your Honor. It is, perhaps, the key to this entire case. Therefore, I will continue my line of questioning. Wow, maybe I went a little overboard there. Very well. Miss Hart, you will testify to the court about the camera. Yeah, I hear you. The camera was set up to take pictures of a meteor shower. Okay. Miss Hart, what made you choose the lake to photograph meteors? You know the fog gets thick on that lake. It's not very suited for stargazing. Well, you see, I guess I wasn't thinking too straight. That's very... Mr. Wright, I will not have you badgering my witness because of her challenged intellect. Now, wait a minute. Continue your testimony. You were saying how it was that you saw Edgeworth? Grr. I don't like this guy either. No unnecessary comments, please. When I heard that noise out on the lake, I looked with my binoculars. If there was a heavy fog, how could binoculars change that at all? What do you mean? Even binoculars can't see through fog. But you say you could clearly saw him? I did, yeah. Enough. There's no room for doubt in her testimony. She sounded pretty doubtful to me. But I have to find a clear contradiction first. I don't care how many Von Karma objections I get. I'm going to find a hole in this testimony if it's the last thing I do. Let's see. So, how could you see Edgeworth? Yeah, okay. Yeah, because the camera is set up to just photograph loud noises. You're photographing shooting stars? That's a lie. Says who? I saw the camera you set up yesterday. It was pointed directly at the lake. You have to point a camera upward to take photos of the stars, Miss Hart. Oof. Got her. Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? The witness was not at the lake to photograph shooting stars, Your Honor. Well then, what exactly was she photographing? Show evidence. Your Honor, take a look at this. What when Mr. Hart was trying to photograph at the lake? This, yeah. Well, Your Honor, what do you think? I think I'm confused. Wrong again, Mr. Wright. So very wrong. You can't get through this one with one of your weak bluffs. Your Honor, enough playing around. Here's the real evidence. Enough playing around is my line, Mr. Wright. What was Mr. Hart trying to photograph at the lake? Miss Hart, this is what you were trying to photograph. What's this? A newspaper article? Gordy. Ah, the setting at Gord Lake. Well, Miss Hart, I never heard of no lake monster. You got proof or something? Let's see you prove that I was down at the lake trying to photograph this Gordy. I have it. Proof. Intriguing. Very well, let's see it. And no joking around this time, please. What is proof that the witness was trying to photograph Gordy, the lake monster? The proof, Mr. R, is your own camera. Your camera was set to take photos in response to loud noises, correct? Thus, this photograph here, taken when a gun fired on the lake. And here, this article about Gordy. According to this article, Gordy made a loud noise when it emerged. Well, you were trying to photograph Gordy, weren't you? That's why you had to set your camera to respond to loud noises. Order! Order! I see. I too thought it was a little strange. Yeah, well, sure. Well, Miss Hart, you were camping there to try and take a photo of Gordy, weren't you? And she actually accidentally caught the murder. Yeah, not bad. Are all you lawyers that smart? So smart, boy. I was down there trying to take a photograph of Gordy. You got me. So what? Huh? That don't change what I saw, does it? Exactly. What you just used several precious minutes of your time to prove is nothing more than that the witness is an idiot who thinks monsters exist. Hey! But as she so sufficiently said, so what? Changes nothing. Not true. You were hiding the whole thing about Gordy for some reason, I know it. But what could it have been? Whatever it is, I'm getting to the bottom of this. Miss Hart, why did you hide the fact that you were searching for Gordy from the court? Please revise your testimony. Right. Fine, I'll testify. It won't change nothing, though. Something will change. It has to. And I'm going to spot it. I have one last chance to do this correctly. Actually, I'm not a research student at a university. I'm an investigating photographer. Imagine what a scoop would be if I got a picture of that monster. That's why I was camping out by the lake. But that was all I was hiding. When I heard that bang, I looked out straight at the lake. There wasn't much else to look at, so I just watched that boat the whole time. Then I saw a flash near one of the men's hands, and I heard another gunshot. I was looking right at that boat the whole time, crossing my heart and hoping to fry. Well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. What? The witness's testimony is unchanged from before. Whether she is a research student or photographer has no bearing on this case. There is no need to waste more of our time with another pointless cross-examination. You ass! I claim the defense's right to cross-examine the witness, Your Honor. Von Karma's up to something, I know it. He's hiding something! He's definitely hiding something. He doesn't want me to cross-examine her because why? Was there a contradiction? Very well. We begin the cross-examination. You seem sure of yourself, but you must have something in mind. Ha, that would be a first. Ha ha, very funny. You understand that this is your last chance at a cross-examination, Mr. Wright? If there's no problem with the testimony this time, we will let the witness leave. I will announce my verdict at that time, Mr. Wright. Understood? Yes, Your Honor. Let's find a contradiction. Let's do it. Imagine what a scoop would be if I got a picture of that monster. Is Gory really all that newsworthy? Heck yeah, they even had him up on TV. I'm not sure that's appearing on the local news Rumor of the Month segment qualifies. Last month's segment was Bigfoot sighted on Acorn Hill, I believe. Hey, there's also a picture of him in the newspaper. For real. Mr. Wright? This is one fight I do believe you can win. Let's keep moving, shall we? Yes, Your Honor. I think it's time you told us why you felt you had to hide your true purpose at the lake. Heck, if word got out I was up to, the lake be swarming with competitors. Competitors? Yeah, second-rate shutterbugs trying to steal my scoop. Ah, is that the only reason you were hiding the truth? Well, actually. Mr. Wright, I will not have you asking questions with no relevance to this case. Whatever you say, Von Karma, I know you told her to keep quiet. Exactly what sort of sound was it? Well, I never heard one before, so I can't say for sure, but it sounded like a gunshot. It was a large, sharper sound than I would have expected. There was nothing else to look at, so I just watched that bolt the whole time. There wasn't much else to look at. Yep. I don't know. If she heard a bang, and she thought Gordy was out there, I kind of doubt she'd waste any time looking at the boat. What? What did I do now? What do you give me that look for? Definitely suspicious. Maybe it's time for some evidence. Witness, continue. Hold your hush puppies, Pops. I'm getting there. Well, I don't really have much evidence. Press. Was there nothing on the lake but the boat at the time? Huh? Wait, so you're thinking maybe he was shot by some other place? I don't think so, nope. The lake was smooth as glass and nobody was on the shore neither. I'd better find some sort of contradiction in this testimony. I won't be able to beat Von Karma any other way. There has to be something. Then what manner of person are you? I'm not sure I'm high-falutin enough to be called a manner of anything. An investigative photographer. Yep. You get your photo and sell it to the press. It's that kind of business. Hey, I was taking pictures of my sister's graduation last year. And guess what? What? There was a UFO just hanging out in the sky. A UFO? You know, an unidentified flying object. A UFO. That's what I had a sort of revelation. I knew I should become an investigative photographer. I see. Kind of a shaky basis for a career. That's why you put the automatic sensor on your camera? Yep, borrowed it from a university professor. And it analyzes every sound he picks up, and when he gets a bang, it snaps a shot. Yep. So how many pictures has it taken so far? The only time the camera triggered was that night. That's all I was hiding. I think it's time you told us why you felt you had to... Mr. Wright, I will not have you asking questions with no relevance to the case. Okay. There's nothing on the lake but the boat at the time? I don't know. Let's see. Okay, also, my camera fixed itself finally. Good boy. Good camera. Uh... Hmm. Um... Um... Hmm. 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 I'm trying to figure it out. It's actually what's the sound... Well, and my camera just shut off again. Are you having a problem today? You're having a problem today? Come on. Come on, camera, cooperate. I put a new card in it, but it's not working right. I don't know. I'll have to look at it. There, 3, 2, 1. I hate having to do that again. It wasn't. I don't know. If she were banging, she thought Gertie was out there. Kind of doubt she wasted any time looking at a boat. What? Hmm. Okay. I'm trying to figure this out. Trying to figure this out. Um... Hmm. I'm confused. I'm confused. Hmm. Hmm. I'm confused. What am I doing? Um... Um... I don't know. I don't know. All I have is the camera that takes a picture when I face the lake. I have this. There was one bullet shot to the heart. I have this. I have this. Hmm. I don't know. The boat would have been right in front of her spot. Oh no. I got one last chance for this. Or I'm going to have to do this whole thing again. If I present this... This is designed to take... Was there nothing... I'm trying to find it. I really am. I'm confused. I have one chance at this. It's actually what's those sound. I'm at a roadblock. Okay, it's prompting me to give evidence. I don't know. The only thing I can think of showing her is this article on Gore Lake because I have nothing else. She saw the other bank, so there's no reason for her to see the other camera. This autopsy report does nothing. The only contradiction I can think of is that there's 3 shots and 1 fatal wound. This was taken automatically at 12:25 to 12:15 a.m. That helps me not at all. This is irrelevant. Overhead map of Gore Lake. This doesn't portray to anything. This is irrelevant to her testimony. This is the only thing I can think of, so... Cross my fingers and hope I die. Found it! Miss Hart, were you really looking at that boat? What's with you? Of course I was looking at it. It was the only thing out there. Any normal person would be looking at it. I agree, any normal person would. But you are far from normal. What? Y'all want to step on over here and say that? You were camping at the lake to take a picture of Gordy. Think about it. What would you do if you heard a loud noise? You'd be scanning the lake for any sign of Gordy, that's what. You wouldn't give that boat a second thought. Order. Continue, Mr. Wright. You testified that you were watching the boat through binoculars. However, you wouldn't need binoculars to watch that boat. You needed them to search for Gordy, and that's what you were doing. Well? Well, now that y'all mention it, I did sort of take my binoculars and kind of scan the lake a bit. I mean, Gordy might be out there and all. But Miss Hart! And you're saying that you were not watching the boat then? Sorry, y'all. I wasn't fibbing, really. I thought, you know, I could be a witness to a murder and all. Kind of got excited. I was sure I was watching that boat, till now. This is totally uncalled for. But hey! You got the photograph, you got the proof. Still, we can't see who is shooting who with this. Right. That's why I took this photo and... Witness? That's enough. You've had a long day. Shut your pie hole. You ass! Shut my what? What was she going to say? She took the photo and what? Wait a second. She even had a photograph to prove it. But you really can't tell from the photo who was shooting. That's why she said she was going to enlarge the photo. She said, it'll drop the quality of might, but it should let us see who's who. She's enlarged that photo. Why won't Von Karma let her show it? I've got a hunch. I bet that enlarged photo shows something bad for Von Karma. This is my chance. If I'm wrong, though, it'll mean prison for Edgeworth, or worse. What should I do? Make her show the enlargement. No. If I wait and see what happens, then we're just gonna go straight to the end. Miss Hart, look at this photograph. You enlarged this photograph, did you not? Yeah, I did. Why has that enlargement not been presented to the court? But because it does not exist. What are y'all talking about? You were the one who told me not to show it in court in the first place. You old fool. Got him. What's the meaning of this, Mr. Von Karma? Miss Hart? Show the photo to the court. Show us the enlargement. The prosecution objects to the submission of this evidence. Objection denied. The witness will show the enlargement to the court. Here it is. We still cannot see who is firing this. It could be the defendant, or maybe it's not. Regardless, I'll accept this as evidence. Like photo added to the court record. Happy now, Mr. Wright? There has to be something. You asked for the enlargement, you got the enlargement. And little good it has done for any of us. That's why I requested she not show it. I suppose this means that the cross-examination is over, obviously. Then I would like to close the cross-examination of Miss Lotta Hart. And none too soon. That was a flagrant waste of my time. Mr. Von Karma, do you have anything to add? I stated everything I needed to when this trial began. Decisive evidence, a decisive witness. What else could possibly be required? Nothing, of course. Then I believe it is time for me to declare my verdict. Wait, it's not supposed to go like this. There has to be a clue in this photo, somewhere. This is bad. Real bad. What should I do? Well, let's think about it. If I inject to the enlargement, I don't have other evidence that could show that this is indeed the... If I wait and see, it might go bad for me. Object to... Again, it still doesn't show anything, so... Your Honor, there is something decidedly strange with this enlargement. What might that be? Mr. Wright, you will show the court what you mean. What about this photo is strange? Okay, here goes nothing. I'll show you the judge what's strange about this photo. This is my last chance, so if I present this... The only thing I can think of is that the gun isn't the same. Here, Your Honor. The shooter. I'm not sure I understand what's about to shoot. Look at the hand holding the pistol, Your Honor. The hand? That hand directly contradicts another piece of evidence. This man's left hand does what? Let me show you. I'll show you the evidence that left hand contradicts. Right hand! The evidence is clear. The man from this photograph is holding that pistol in his left hand. However, the prints on the murder weapon were from Edgeworth's right hand. Ergo, the man shooting the pistol in the photograph is not Mr. Edgeworth. And my camera shut off again. for God's sake. I've been having problems with this goddamn camera all day. Hold on. Control data has been... Fuck. I need to look at this and see what's wrong with it. I'm sorry. It just does. Hold on. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now that everyone in the courtroom is quieted down, I would like to reconvene this court of law. Mr. Wright, yes, Your Honor, you have given us definitive proof today. We now know that it was not Mr. Edgeworth who fired the pistol that night. However, this leaves us with a rather large problem. If Mr. Edgeworth didn't do it, then who shot our victim? Precisely. As we have seen, there was no other people in the lake that night. But who but the defendant could have shot the victim? Larry. Miss Hart didn't do it. And Larry wasn't there. I'm gonna be screwed if I don't answer this correctly. The victim himself. There's only one explanation remaining. The man who shot the victim was none other than the victim himself. Order, order. So, are you saying that the victim committed suicide? Yes, Your Honor. I can think of no other explanation. Indeed, that does seem to be the only remaining option. I'm so very, very sorry, Mr. Wright, but suicide is out of the question. What? An examination of the victim would reveal the distance at which he was shot. The distance? The victim was clearly shot from further than a meter away. A meter? That's 3 feet. There's no way it could have been suicide. Order, order. Mr. Von Karma, are you sure of the accuracy of your data? Of course. I had already considered the possibility of suicide, you see. Autopsy report updated to the court record. I see. Very well, allow me to state my opinion. Considering the situation, the shooter has to be the defendant, Mr. Edgeworth. However, the prints on the gun reveal that the shooter was not Mr. Edgeworth. This is a conundrum. Therefore, I would like to suspend proceedings for this trial for the day. The court orders the defense and the prosecution to further investigate this matter. Understood? Yes, Your Honor. That is all. The score is adjourned. Okay, that took longer than I thought. It's getting late. December 26, 1:15 p.m., District Courtroom, Defendant Lobby Number 2. Phew, that was a close one. Hey, don't you have anything to say? No, I have yet to be declared innocent, right? Well, yeah, but what happened out there on the lake anyway? If he didn't commit suicide, then who? The shooter was about a meter away, too. What? Don't give me that look. I did not kill him. I was just kidding around. Look, I'm going to go check on Maya. Oh. Right? What? Tell her something for me. What? Tell her to watch what she says in court. That's all. Would it kill you to just state how you really feel about it with a thanks, Edgeworth? I need to I wish to listen to a transcript of Law's entire testimony. I thought it might give me some ammunition for the trial tomorrow. Of course, she didn't see the shooter. So the only part of her testimony that stood was the bang she heard. Law's deposition added to the court records. Okay. Well, that took longer than I thought. And I still got things I need to record. Okay, and it's late. So I'm probably going to get yelled at for that. But I think I'm going to leave it here. I have to figure out what's wrong with my camera. But I will figure that out for the next episode. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Also be sure to follow me on Facebook and on Twitter in the description below. And also check out my Patreon description below as well. It's only a couple bucks a month and it really helps me out. So I would definitely appreciate it if you did that. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace! Okay, how do I defeat these things?